Not again. Not again. This cannot happen again. Categorically, this can't happen. We've already lost out on Eze to Arsenal. We've lost out on Nketiah to Arsenal. I tell you this right now for free, if Semenyo snubs Tottenham to join that lot down the road, that is once, twice, 3 times a lady we have been finessed by our arch rival. And that lot are already top of the league. They're 6 wins in a row in the Champions League, and they're into the next round of the League Cup. If they beat us to Semenyo, listen when I say this, that will be the ultimate. That for me is worse than Nketiah. That's on a par with Eberechi Eze. Maybe not in terms of what he means to me as a person. I think Eberechi Eze is an unbelievable player. But we need forwards, specifically wide players. Semenyo, everyone knows my thoughts. Fantastic talent, fantastic player. We've already gone in for the guy once. He decided to stay put, sign the new contract. Fair enough. No qualms with that. But if he goes out there again and snubs us again and joins that lot down the road, bearing in mind today, Crystal Palace have been heavily linked with Brennan Johnson. So there is money there. It's down to the ambition of the hierarchy, the ambition of the football club. Are you prepared to go and pay £65 million for a top talent? Well, bearing in mind, we've dropped 50, 60 million on Kudus, 50, 60 million on Xavi Simons. So the club have proven they can do that. But if Arsenal in a position of strength, in a position of power, in the position they are in right now, go and activate that release clause instead of us, there should be riots outside that stadium. There should be riots because we need Semenyo more than any other club right now in terms of that Big Six battle. Chelsea have got wingers, more wingers than anyone. Man United have got Cunha, Bruno Fernandes, Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo. They don't really need him. Liverpool have got plenty of forwards, and you've already dropped 400 million quid in the summer. Man City, maybe if Semenyo goes, but it's unlikely. Meanwhile, Brennan Johnson looks like he could be joining Crystal Palace. And other than that, we don't really have a wide player other than Kudus who can consistently beat his man. We don't have someone like that. And bearing in mind, Kudus, plays in the same national team for Ghana. They both represent Ghana. So it makes logic. There's logic in this argument in why he should join Tottenham. But I've been here, I've seen it, and I've done it. I've put my neck on the line saying that Eberechi Eze is going to be joining Spurs, and he doesn't. He doesn't. We were that close. We had a here we go for Morgan Gibbs-White, and it fell through. I am not prepared to sit here again and be disappointed by some transfer news. I'm not prepared for it, guys. Simple as. Simple as. Now, at this moment in time, there's probably more chance he joins Tottenham. But as I said, we've been here, seen it, and done it. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button and let me know your thoughts. The road to 100,000 is well and truly on. We're about 500 away from 86k. So big up to everyone who's been showing some support. Now, Sammy Mockbell has come out with this. And it says, a move to northwest for Semenyo. I'll start that again. A move to the northwest for Semenyo is more likely than one to North London. Hang on. I've butchered that. A move to the northwest for Semenyo is more likely than one to North London. In other words, it's higher chance he joins Liverpool than he joins Spurs. Tottenham's financial power is growing. Sources have suggested that the remuneration package Tottenham are willing to offer Semenyo could be the most personally lucrative to the player, while funding the release clause will not be an obstacle. The new ownership structure led by Joe Lewis's children is expected to make substantial funds available in the forthcoming transfer windows. Now, as a Spurs fan, I have heard this multiple times. Multiple times I have heard this. We're going to go out there, we're going to spend 300 million quid, 400 million quid. It doesn't happen. Now, the Sun have put out Antoine Semenyo is tempted by a move to Arsenal and has distanced himself from a switch to Tottenham. Now, the Sun aren't the most reliable. They get some things right, they get some things wrong. Let's just talk about that for a second. Saka on the right, potentially Semenyo on the left. Backups, Trossard, Madueke, Martinelli. Now, in order for that to happen for Arsenal, someone has to leave. Jesus has got to potentially go. Havertz has potentially got to go. Martinelli's been heavily linked to a move to Saudi. Leandro Trossard could potentially go. The Bournemouth forward has 6 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League this season. And with a 65 million release clause, listen, if he fucking listen to me, I will lose my head. I'd actually lose I'd lose myself like Eminem. It's as simple as that. You don't understand like that. Semenyo for me is one of the best wide players in the Premier League. Simple as that. 9 GA in 14 is a very, very good return. He's linked with a number of clubs. Man United are after him. Spurs are after him. Arsenal are interested in Liverpool. Man City. Every Premier League club at the moment is interested in Semenyo. Now, his current contract situation, expires 2030. Just signed a new deal this summer, just gone. Predominantly a right winger. His record is very, very good. Transfer Market have said down on the bottom right there that Man City and Liverpool are both very, very interested. Only 32 games for Ghana. I think he would be an unbelievable signing for every signs. When you actually look at Semenyo's stats overall, he can play a number of positions. He can play as a striker. Listen, he's perfect for Spurs. Like, for us, having this guy would be unreal. He's on £75,000 a week, which all of the big 6 clubs can comfortably improve that without bending their wage structure. We could comfortably put on 120 grand a week. Arsenal could comfortably put on 170. Same as City, same as Liverpool. All these clubs have proven they can go out and spend the money. The release clause does drop down to £55 million in the summer. But for a number of football clubs, if we bring in Semenyo, that puts us back in that race for Europe. If Arsenal bring in Semenyo, that puts them in, they can go and win the Champions League sort of talk. If Liverpool do it, they get their season back on track. He could be that effective for whoever club he signs for. But please, for the love of God, do not let this guy snub us like Eze and Nkapie have to join Arsenal. Like, oh man, just thinking about it pisses me off. It really, really does. There's a number of reports on Twitter suggesting he's like very, very interesting in leaving. I just think when you look at the depth these teams have got around us, like we have to go out there. The fact that we didn't go and drop big money, like a 70, 80 million signing. Yes, we brought in Kudus and Simmons, but there's still money there. And what makes it very interesting as well is that Tottenham Tiers have come out speaking from Mike McGarth, who's a very reliable reporter, very reliable journalist, has come out with the report saying that Brennan Johnson is on the list of Crystal Palace's potential signings. With Spurs' stance is on selling the players remain to be seen. Could we potentially bring him in and leave, bring Semenyo in and let Johnson join Palace? I mean, what an upgrade that would be for starters. That'd be a ridiculous upgrade. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think he joins Spurs? Do you think he joins Arsenal? I'm not going to lie, with the fact that we've been there, seen it and done it and been hurt before. I'm not going to lie. That can't happen. Categorically, that can't happen. It just can't. Let me know your thoughts, though. If he does join Arsenal, that tells me that one of Martinelli and Trossard will be leaving in January. It's as simple as that. One of those will be going in January or the summer at least, because you can't have that many forwards. And the fact they are interested, let's say that report from the Sun is legit, then yeah, like I said, we've got to take a long, hard look at ourselves. But make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. I am out.